Alright, sorry about that. Apparently F10 also opens up the options at game for you, and it also stops my recording program. How wonderful is that? F9 and F10, no buttons for me to press. Alright, F11, demographics report. Basically, this shows you population, land area, settled area, research speed, literacy, production, economics, military service. I don't know how this calculator or what it means. And pollution. And it shows you how you rank amongst everyone else. F12 opens your spaceship and how well it's doing and how close it is to being finished, its probability of success, and the years that it will arrive, and how long it'll take. And its weight in tons, and the amount of energy it has, and the amount of support it has, and the amount of population it has. Basically, the most successful probability will have 100% energy and 100% support. That's pretty much it. I usually don't use traveler support or demographic support unless I really want to know about something, or the spaceship report until late game when I'm building a spaceship. Now that I got these tabs covered, time to cover these tabs. Game has everything from saving, leaving, quitting, and changing options. Local client opens the game settings that No. Local client opens different features about it, like changing tile set, changing the theme of the window, and all sorts of other things. And then overview, sound, interface, map image, network, and font. I usually don't mess with this except to change the tile set to Trident, which is what the current thing is. And that's pretty much all that I mess with. You can also, if you don't like, well, you'll find out. You can play around with it. Message. This determines what the message pops up for. So yeah, message options. Never really use that. I never really use it. Remote server. This is the game settings that I was showing you earlier. Obviously, some of them are whited out. You can't change some of these. You can change some of them, like number of cities for Civil War, the automatic save name, whether or not a space race is allowed, barbarians, and all that fun stuff. Let's see. Save options now, save options on exit. Pretty self-explanatory. You can turn this off or on. Edit. You can find city. Change work lists. I'll go into detail about that later. That really only has to do with like production cities. Editing mode, which basically what editing mode is it allows you to create your own scenario map. Although I don't really use that because I really don't make my own scenarios, and I usually suck at it, and I don't know how it works exactly. So yeah, and I have no fucking clue what this does. No clue what this is. View, change this what you view. You can view it full screen, center view. There's a short. What center view does is it centers the view on your current unit that you have selected. For example, my current unit that I've selected is a settler. If I go over here, wow, this is a small ass map. Alright, if I go over here, it's not centered on him. But if I press C, bam, he's in the very center of the screen. So that's what center view does. You can also choose which improvements are shown or not. All this other fun stuff as well. Select, you can select a single unit. You select all of them on tile. These are different shortcuts for them. I really don't use these. Same type on tile, same type on continent, same type everywhere. Unit selection dialog, wait, and done. Wait just basically tells the unit hold on, wait a second, let me deal with the other units first, and I'll come back to you. What done does is basically ends that unit turn right there then, whether you moved it or not, whether you attacked or not, whether you did shit with it or not. It ends the unit's turn automatically. So, careful when around spacebar. Unit, you can choose where it goes to, you can choose where it airlifts to, where it returns to, whether it explores or not, which you saw I did with the Explorer. Whether it patrols, basically what you do is you do patrol, set one spot, set another spot, and it just goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, which is really useful if you don't want to keep a constant eye on something. Sentry, basically just put on sentry, and when an enemy or non-allied unit appears right next to your unit or within its view range, and your unit is on sentry, it'll automatically pop you to it, and so yeah, it's really good for an early warning kind of thing. On sentry, on tile, load, unload, set home city, upgrade, convert, disband, obvious, just delete the unit. If you disband a unit in a city, it gives that city all of the production that, well, like half the production that the unit costs. Alright, so I'm doing good. Work, this really only applies to engineers, workers, and settlers. Basically, you can connect stuff with the roads, railroads, irrigation, transform to planes, clean pollute. Well, not transform to planes, everything, but this basically transforms it. Clean pollution, clean nuclear fallout, build mine, build irrigation, build road, auto settler, go to and build a city, build city. Auto settler and go to and build city are pretty self-explanatory. Auto settler, it looks for a suitable spot and settles right down. Go to and build city, you choose where you want it to go to, and it goes there, and it builds city without you having to do anything. Usually just use go to and then build city, not this whole thing. But man. Combat, this, I don't know what type A and type B are. But anyways, build base, build a fortress, build an air base, build a buoy, pillage, diplomat spy actions, explode nuclear, really fun late game, civilization, damn, alright, sorry about that, I sneeze, obviously. Basically what this is it's, has everything that I showed you with the F shortcut keys. So yeah, and also you can change the tax rates here, and change your government, go into revolution, choose a target government, and help. This will probably be the most useful to you in trying to learn about the game. It has everything from overview, strategy and tactics, hints, tips, tricks, connecting, control, citizen, governor, languages, space race, about nations, the different governments, the different terrains, everything you would ever need to know about the game, about the technical things other than the exact formulas in the game, and the exact programming, and all the different units, all the different wonders, all the different technologies, the different states of diplomacy, and all that fun stuff. And also about Freeciv and copying and that. Basically, those are the tabs. And also, the mouse controls. Left clicking obviously selects the unit. Right clicking goes to that specific, tries to center as well as possible on that specific square that you right clicked on. Middle clicking, if you have a middle mouse button, basically shows different information on a square. Hold on, I can't. Oh well. Basically, It shows location. I don't know what that is. Yes, maybe. Yeah, I don't know what that third number is. The nav coordinates, basically usually the same as the first set of coords. The type of terrain, what its predicted food production and trade outputs will be, plus any bonuses or penalties from your current government type, and whether or not it's in your territory. And also, when clicked on a unit, it shows type of unit, the username of the player who owns that unit, the nation that owns that unit, and the current team and the team that owns that unit. Its attack, its defense, its firepower, its HP, and the cost to bribe. I went into some detail about this in my Let's Play. And basically, I think all I need to go into detail about right now is firepower, which basically firepower determines how many times your unit can attack in a combat round. If your firepower is 1, it can only attack once. If it has firepower 2, it can attack twice in that combat round. 3 times, etc. And also, when middle-clicked on an enemy unit or a non-allied unit, it will also show a percentage to win in case of attack or in case of defense against that unit. So yeah, it's a very useful tool, the middle mouse button. That's pretty much it for the mouse controls. And now on to the city and its tabs. And I believe this will be the final thing of the tutorial, because I'm pretty sure that I don't have to play through the tutorial. I already have a Let's Play going on, and I don't think y'all would like to see me just go through a boring old tutorial with one other nation, get my ass beat, because I'm a pacifist usually on these kinds of games. I usually turtle myself up. But anyways, this city, the heart and blood of civilization. Basically, up here is the city name, the current number of citizens in the city, the number of population in the city, like city size. Right now it's city size 1. Their current mood. Basically, if they're surrounded by green, they'll be happy. If they're surrounded by blue, they're content. If they're surrounded by red and look like Hitler, then they're angry. Also, a cool thing, if you have a person that's not working right now, you'll see this icon. Basically, this means that instead of working on a land tile, that person is creating either luxury, science, or money. Basically, it's either an entertainer, a scientist, or a tax collector. So yeah, this is a map of the city. You can choose where the guy works. There are current improvements like palace, granary, library, or any wonders they have. Upkeep fort, I believe that number is. The support units currently, and what you are using up to keep them supported. In certain governments, you don't have to pay. Some of the units are pretty much free to support in some government types. Present units, which units are currently on the same tile as your city. Info about your city, like the amount of food that they're producing and how much they're making in surplus, which this number, if it's 1 or higher, will contribute to the granary until it reaches this number, and then your city grows in size. And this predicts when your city will grow. Right now, it will never grow. It will never grow up. So sad. Production, same like food, how much you're producing and your surplus. Trade, how much you're producing and your surplus. What affects trade and causes it to go down is corruption, which will always happen unless you have a better, more free government. Democracy has no corruption whatsoever. Gold, how much you're producing, and surplus. Luxury, how much you're producing, and more luxury means more happy citizens, and more happy citizens means more celebrating. Also, in order to counteract unhappy citizens, you need happy citizens in order to keep your city from rebelling and such. How much science you're producing, how much corruption you're producing, which is basically affected by city size and distance from distance from your capital. Waste. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I'm trying to think. Waste. I'm not sure what that is. Probably has something to do with like production. Pollution. This is affected heavily by production. And production buildings like factories and such. Basically, when production of your city reaches 20 or above, it starts producing pollution. And that number is increased higher. The number of pollution is increased higher if you have pollution-producing infrastructure like factories, manufacturing plants, etc. But the pollution can be lowered by having green production factories like solar plants, recycling facilities, dams, such and such. Plague risk, I've never really experienced a plague in any of my games, so I'm not exactly sure how that works. That's cool. That's a cool feature. Shows surrounding terrain. So I guess it's just how much your city is at risk of getting plagued, but I'm not entirely sure. List present units, self-explanatory. Previews the next city, explanatory. Just scrolls through cities. Up here you can choose what to produce next. Coinage just basically converts all production into money. You can buy a unit. You can only buy a unit after one turn of building it. This is a production tab. I usually don't use this tab because I usually just use this little handy dandy thing. But basically what production is you can set your own work list to queue up different things to build up, which is pretty cool. You can also see progress, show future targets, which shows everything that you can build in the future. You can add a global work list, which is, I'm not exactly sure what that is. I usually don't use work lists. You can get help, and you can change production. Happiness. This shows in more specific level how your current happiness is influenced. It's first influenced by cities, and then luxuries produced, and then the buildings in your cities, like coliseums, or temples and such. The units in your cities, in some governments, units in the cities will use martial law to make unhappy citizens content, which is pretty cool. And wonders like Hanging Gardens of Babylon or Shakespeare's Theater. Shakespeare's Theater, I'm not sure if they changed that. Last I remember, Shakespeare's Theater basically made everyone content, no matter what. I don't know if it made happy people content, not sure, but basically you could build a huge ass city with a Shakespeare's Theater and not give a shit about people being unhappy. This basically, city governor allows you to set people to either become very happy, produce maximum food, produce maximum production, produce maximum gold, produce maximum science. You can disable it or enable it. You can say the results of the governor when enabled. You can also tweak it a bit, however you want. It'll automatically disable it if an option is impossible. Like, for example, I set it to make 20 shield. Won't do that. It's impossible. You can also get some help on that. You can delete a preset governor. You can also create your own governor that you can put in different cities. And the last window that I shall visit on about the city, and probably for this tutorial. This window talks about settings. You can choose which page of a city opens next time you visit the city. You can choose what new citizens that are taken off of work become. For example, if I change the taxman, go back here, take them off duty. Never mind. Yeah, I guess it's just with new citizens that can't work anywhere. I don't fucking know. Here you can rename the city anything you damn well please. I'm pretty sure. I'm not exactly sure. And here you can choose whether or not to disband if you build a settler at city size 1. Usually you can't build a settler when the city is at size 1. But if you have this option on, you can build a settler, but it will disband the city, because a settler always decreases your city size by 1. So yeah, if you want to get rid of a city that you don't want, but you still want the settlers, you can do this. So yeah, and also here is production. Shows how many what you're building and how many terms before it's done. The city name, flag, city size, how much food is producing, and its current number of trade routes. The max number of trade routes for a city is 4. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Little how to play Freeciv tutorial thingy. I hope that you learned a lot. I hope that this did a lot to teach you a bit about how to play Freeciv, and I hope that you have a wonderful and enjoyable morning. And I shall see you next time on either Let's Play Freeciv, Let's Play Master Ryan, or maybe a little surprise Let's Play. I'm not going to tell you yet. It's a surprise. Alright, good morning, lovely viewers. That sounded more like raining. Alright, fine, goodbye.